How's it going, everyone? It's Cody, back with another Top 5 Tuesday. Free agency has wrapped up. The NFL draft is less than a month away. So let's take a look at the top 5 needs for the Green Bay Packers heading into the NFL draft. At number 5, the offensive line. After investing heavily in Aaron Banks and planning to shift Elton Jenkins to center, the Packers have a solid starting lineup and even a 6-man. Yet the depth behind them remains questionable. Second-year players like Jacob Monk, Travis Glover, and even Donovan Jennings aim to compete and make noise at the back end of the offensive line room. But with the depth questions, anticipate another year of the Green Bay Packers selecting multiple offensive linemen in the draft to bolster the group. At number 4, cornerback. While the big question around Jair Alexander and the slight hope that he might return, but in all likelihood, that won't be happening, the Packers must prepare for the future. They've already added Nate Hobbs in free agency to help bolster the group, yet at the same time, they've lost 3 cornerbacks, further depleting their depth at the position. Jahdae Barron has frequently appeared in mock drafts as a potential addition in round 1, and as much as I'd love to see him in the green and gold, the Packers may prioritize more pressing needs before addressing the secondary in this upcoming draft. At number 3, the interior defensive line. The perception for this group has changed a lot over the course of a year. With Kenny Clark experiencing a down season for his standards, TJ Slayton departing in free agency, and Devontae Wyatt facing the final year of his contract, assuming the 5th-year option isn't exercised. We saw Carl Brooks didn't achieve that anticipated breakout, and Colby Wooden looks like a guy who will be fighting for a roster spot. Fortunately for the Packers, this draft class offers strong defensive line prospects, maybe even as early in the first round with guys like Derek Harmon and Kenneth Grant. At number 2, wide receiver. It'll be another year of trying to get excited for the Packers to finally take a first-round wide receiver, whether it's Tech McMillan, Luther Burden, Emeka Buka, or Matthew Golden, all names that would fit in Green Bay, especially with Christian Watson's injury leaving a significant gap in the offense. But this is Green Bay. They added Mecole Hardman. We know that's mostly for special teams, but he could stretch the field in a pinch and really give the Packers flexibility and not have to take a wide receiver early if they choose not to. And this is Green Bay, so they probably won't. At number 1, edge rusher. Maybe one of the more surprising moves was the Packers not addressing this in free agency. Maybe that's them banking on a Lucas Van Ness development in his 3rd year and 2nd year under Jeff Hafley. Or maybe Brenton Cox showed enough promise after the Preston Smith trade. However, Rashawn Gary needs a running mate. And there are a lot of guys at the top of this draft I expect to get a lot of buzz for the Packers over the next month. There you have it, the Packers' top 5 needs heading into the NFL draft. To recap, we have the offensive line depth, corner, depending on what happens with Jair Alexander, the interior defensive line, wide receiver, and of course, pass rusher. Let me know in the comments what you think the Packers' biggest need is heading into the draft. I'll be back next week with another Top 5 Tuesday, looking at some position groups and some of these players more in depth as we head towards the NFL draft. Don't forget the CHTV draft guide drops next week. And as always, go Pack Go.